Hello and welcome to Vlog 3, where we're looking at the Neve Genesis console and outboard gear. For this vlog, I won't be running over the Neve, as it was actually out for repair for the better half of the trimester, so I'm going to be focusing on the patch bay and mostly how to get signal from inside the rec space to the patch bay, out to external preamps, into Pro Tools, and from Pro Tools setting up a headphone mix and a talkback. To start, let's look at the rec space. The rec space has 24 inputs and has enough space for you to record a live band. To set up a mic like I have here, simply plug your mic into whatever channel you want it to output to the patch bay. In this example, I've plugged my mics into 2 and 3. It's all done now and ready for the signal to get into Pro Tools. Now the signal travels into the studio space and through the patch bay. Because we're using external preamps, we are running straight into Pro Tools. We must take a TT cable and patch it in. For this example, I'm taking the 57 from the rec out 2 and patching it into the Focusrite, which is located on the other side of the console. I'm taking my SE from mic in 3 and patching it into the Avalon. On the patch bay, you will notice there is 2 places you can plug into preamps. One is for a mic level signal and the other is for a line level signal. Now it is time to take the signal and route it into Pro Tools. So here is a nice fresh session open, and I began by setting the input of my channel recording the Focusrite into input 1. The Focusrite is the only piece of outboard gear that has the TT cables running into the front of the patch bay. Therefore, it is just much easier to change your inputting channels in Pro Tools than move the TT cable. Because I'm using a pencil condenser, I have to send my microphone 48 volts. I've done this by pressing the 48 plus button on the Avalon. Now I can continue to gain up the signal and get it into Pro Tools. Now I have signal flowing through preamps. It's time to check my Pro Tools session is receiving a healthy signal, and I'm going to do this by record enabling both my channels. Because I'm not really happy with the sound I'm getting, I've decided I want to EQ and compress before I go into Pro Tools and have it on a separate channel. To do this, I'm going to create a new mono audio channel. I'm going to take the signal from the DAW output in the patch bay, in this case DAW output 2, and plug it into the API 500s at the outboard gear input section, and then out of the API 500s into the LA2A. Now that I have done this, I should be receiving signal at the EQ and compressor, and now I would run out of the compressor into the DAW in, which I have done here on channel 6. On your new Pro Tools session, open the input for your new channel and select input 6 and output to your main source. The signal should now be coming in when you input monitor the track. To be able to listen to both the altered and original track, create a new aux track. Then pre-fader the send and output the new channel to your monitor path. To set up headphone sends, create a new stereo aux channel and change its input to a bus. I chose 3 and 4 and then renamed it headphones. The headphone sends used to be routed out of the patch bay on 33 and 34, so I would have sent the output of the headphone track to 33 and 34. Now click on the channel inserts you want to send. Here I've sent the 57 and created a new send. Gently send the signal until the sound is just hearable in the headphones and then leave it set for your further instructions. For a talkback microphone, run a microphone into the mic in for any preamps and then route from the preamp into Pro Tools. Make sure you don't output your talkback to the monitor path, or else you'll create a feedback loop. Complete the same steps as before to send it to the headphones. In my session, everything I want to hear is routed to an aux track so that I can move from space to space and everything is still routed except my mix bus. To get a monitor path going, open up the output of your mix and send it out the channels that your monitors are plugged into from the patch bay. Like any situation, having a clean session is ultra important when dealing with lots of patching.